But we are working on Module 2, Lesson 21, if-then moves. Basically, we are introducing our equations with this lesson. And what we need to understand is how the equations work and how we solve those equations. There are multiple steps. So, example 1. The table below shows two hands from the integer game. Follow the steps below to complete the table. So our original hand 1 has 1 plus -4 plus 2. The result of that hand is -1 because I know that 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus -4 is -1. Hand 2 is 0 plus 5 plus -6 also has -1. Okay, if I add 4 to the first hand, so my hand is -1, I have -1 plus 4. My result here is going to be 3. If I have in my second hand -1 plus 4, my result is also going to be 3. Subtract 1, 3 minus 1, or 3 plus -1, give me the result of 2. Same goes for my second hand. 3 plus -1, or 3 minus 1 equals 2. Multiply by 3, I have 2 times 3, and that is 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. Divide by 2, 6 divide by 2. I'm changing all division problem into multiplication now. 6 times 1/2, and that is 3. Same goes for the second hand. 6 divided by 2 is the same as 6 times 1/2. The answer is going to be 3. Okay, so what do you notice about the original results? The original results are the same. Results are equal. What happens when you add 4 to both hands? Both results increase by 4. Both results increase by 4. What happens when you subtract 1 from each hand? Both results decrease by 1. Both results decrease by 1. What happens when you multiply both hands by 3? So what happens is both results increase by 3 groups, if that makes sense. Or both results increase 3 times. That's probably better. Both results increase 3 times. And when we divide both hands by 2, both results decrease 2 times. What conclusions can you make from the table above? What we do to first hand, the same we did to the second hand. What we did to first hand, the same we did to the second hand. Okay. So let's move on to the next stop here. And again, we are going to complete this table below. Let's see. So original expression and the result that we have here is 3 plus negative 5, and that is going to be negative 2. How else can I write negative 2? So I can say that 4 plus negative 6 is going to equal negative 2. Multiply both expressions by negative 3. So I will take negative 2 and I will multiply that by negative 3. My answer is going to be 6 in the first hand. In my equivalent expression, the same thing is going to happen. Negative 2 times negative 3 will equal 6. So we are arriving to the topic of this lesson. Write an if-then statement to describe what happened. So if 3 plus negative 5 equals this expression right here, equals 4 plus negative 6, then negative 2 times 3 plus negative 5 will equal negative 2 times 4 plus negative 6. Why this happens is because I'm multiplying negative 2 by this expression that I know are equivalent, and if I'm doing this to that, I'm also doing the same thing to the other side. So here we go with the properties of equality. Addition property of equality. If a number sentence is true and the same number is added to both sides of the equation, then the resulting number sentence is true as well. So when we added 4 to both sides in the previous page, the results were the same as well. Subtraction property of equality. If a number sentence is true and the same number is subtracted from both sides of the equation, then the resulting number sentence is true. Same thing happens with subtraction. If I subtract one number from one side of my equation, I will subtract the other side, the same number from the other side of the equation, and my expressions are still going to be equivalent. Multiplication property of equality. If a number sentence is true and both sides of the equation are multiplied by the same number, then the resulting number sentence is true. So when we have a multiplication, when we multiply, let's say in our previous example, when we multiply our expression by negative 2, we are going to do the same thing with the other expression. We also multiply by negative 2. And my results, both expressions will have the same answer. They are going to be equivalent. Division property of equality, pretty much the same thing. If a number sentence is true and both sides of the equation are divided by the same non-zero number, then the resulting number sentence is true. Same exact thing. So basically what we do to one side of the equation, we also do to the other side of the equation to keep them equivalent. All right, so let's get to the exercise. Evaluate the following numerical expressions. So we need to see what each expression equals to. 2 plus 7 is 9, 9 plus negative 3 is 6. B, negative 4 plus negative 1 is negative 5. C, negative 5 halves times 2 will equal negative 5. D, negative 10 divided by 2, or negative 10 times 1 half, equals negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Then we have, let me just check, yes. Then we have 1 half times 8, which is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. And then I have 3 plus negative 4 plus negative 1. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Which expressions are equal? So we are looking at this 6, and we need to put them together. So A equals to E, because they both are resulting in 6. So we can say A and E. Then we have D and F, D and F, and we have B and C, B and C. If the two of the equivalent expressions from number 1 are divided by 3, what happens to the result? If both of them are divided by 3 or multiplied by 1/3, the result will be 3 decreased by 3 times, right? Because since we are dividing it by 3. Both results will decrease by 3 times. Number 3. Write an if-then statement if negative 3 is multiplied to the following equation. So I will say the if statement and I will restate it, changing my subtraction to the addition of the opposite. So I will write if negative 1 plus negative 3 equals negative 4. And my then statement will be when I multiply by negative 3 both of the expressions that I have here. And so negative 3 times negative 1 plus negative 3 has to equal to negative 3 times negative 4. We have here, it's long. So we're going to change our old subtraction into addition of the opposite. And to make it easier, I'm going to do, using the expression, okay. So I'm going to simplify what I can simplify first. So I have 5 and negative 5 that I can simplify. Anything else here? No. I have 6 plus 4 equals 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 plus 6 is 23. 23 plus negative 6 is going to be 17. So I'm actually going to simplify this negative 3, and 6. It'll be just easier for us to see that, or just add simple numbers here. So using the expression, write an equation. So we have this expression, 6 plus 4 plus 7 equals 17. Now rewrite the equation if 5 is added to both expressions. So we are adding 5 to both of the expressions that we have here. Okay, so 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 equals 17 plus 5. We have the same exact result, right? 17 plus 5 is 22. 17 plus 5 is 22. Write an if-then statement using the properties of equality. So if 6 plus 4 plus 7 equals 17, then 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 has to equal 17 plus 5. Okay. And we are done with this lesson. We are going to stop here. Basically, what you need to understand, so just to give you a quick summary, whatever I do to first part of my equation, I have to do to the second part of my equation to keep my expressions within that equation equal to each other. So if I multiply one part of my equation by 3, I have to multiply the other part of the equation by 3 as well to keep those expressions equivalent. Okay? We are going to work on some more of these if-then statements in our lesson during the class time, but that's what you need to know for now. I will see you in class.